Hello everyone, I hope you have had a very fruitful week. And this is an update we are trying to make about what is really happening in Eastern DRC. It's a clip that has made us actually to sit down for the entire week trying to assess, trying to gather intelligence, and even combining some of the information that we get from our reporters from the ground. The report we are getting is that M23 are one of the happy force or rebels going to what is really happening in that region, to the essence that they are and again retaking the area they had occupied, or if they are not retaking those areas, they are really playing what we can call hide and seek, whereby they deceive the Eastern Africa Regional Force that they have ceded some of the ground, but they again go to their back and try to retake some of the areas they think they are so of much value to them. We are clear to understand that they have now retaken the city of Kishanga. They have also gone ahead and taken the town of Sake. These are the forces that really trying to bring the so-called agitative environment in our warfare. And now I understand why the citizens of Goma are running out of patience. Even if it were you, listeners or viewers, you will and again get to the level where the citizens are currently. It's none other than peace that they are fighting for. They are looking for an environment that can allow them go till their lands, an environment that can allow them go on with their businesses and make their living of their own. Now, I think the big question to them is, what is the essence of bringing in regional forces, Mwaso Kenya? Why are they not really helping them stop this? And to some, they really doesn't want the Kenyan forces or the regional forces present there because they see like they have not helped them at all. Now, let's talk about what this M23 has and what are their capability. To a conventional force like the regional force being led by Kenya, M23 is a nothing. And if they wanted to neutralize M23, they would have done it like yesterday. To a conventional force like Kenya, M23 is so much exposed. You can see M23 actually walking in groups. M23 actually climbing mountain in a thread of lines that are seen by the surveillance. In a conventional kind of war, you just sum up them and hit them once. Kenyan forces, which actually commands the regional force, is known to have an aerial firepower. It has a conventional surveillance. They know and they know where to hit. I think for the 1 month and so far that they have been in DRC, they have gathered much about M23. Let M23 not be deceived that they don't know. What I don't understand is, why are they taking so long to hit them? And that's what really making citizens of Goma run out of patience. And I might and again tell you that in a conventional kind of environment, wars are won on intel, the intelligence. I may not actually poke my accusing finger into the Kenyan force, but I understand why they are really taking that much long. 1, they need to gather enough intelligence. 2, they need to know where to hit, and if they hit with a higher precision. 3, they need actually to go out there and win. It will be quite embarrassing if they go and lose. And as a force that has really been trained, they also need, as they fight, to really win the minds of the citizen. That's how you win a war in a foreign land. And this is what, according to my understanding and the research that we have gathered, what the Kenyan forces are doing. The Kenyan forces know every aspect, every movement, every step M23 are taking. And when M23, it will reach time for them to face this particular force, I can tell you with a lot of understanding that it will not be their time to win this particular war, because what they are doing currently, without having that knowledge of intelligence and everything, they are just playing kind of a guerrilla warfare. Come hit, go celebrate here and there, release some statement and everything. But these other forces that are at Goma, they are really doing the surveillance, trying to understand and trying to know where to hit. Now, any citizen would want to see Kenyan force confronting the M23 and having a kind of exchange here and there. That's a small firearm kind of war. M23, where they have reached, they don't need to be hit by a bullet. And what M23 does not know, they are actually being set up. They are being isolated. And they are being set up to an environment whereby if they get to be hit, they will be hit harder to an extent that they won't even to be able to wake up and continue with the war. And you can only do that if you isolate them, so that when you hit them, you don't really make the huge humanitarian damage. You see, if you confront M23 and in the essence you end up even harming the citizen, again you will be causing harm to yourself, because this citizen, they need your protection. They no need to be harmed, and you also need them to give you some more intel. At the moment you start harming the citizen like what M23 is doing, they start hiding more intel from you, because you can see a force that does not really win the mind of the citizen, like what M23 is doing. Listening to some of the clip of the citizens who are running away from their areas that have been taken by M23, their fear is them being forcefully taken and put into the front line to fight for them. Their fear number two is also that they are not ready to fight and die for M23. They are also not ready because we have heard them saying that M23 is not a force that will bring peace. They have seen M23 shooting elderly mother aged 70 years and above in areas that they have occupied. This is not something that a citizen will want to hear from someone who is purporting to give them peace. And this is what the regional force should be capitalizing on. I know some of you viewers, you will not agree with me when I say that regional force is taking time and trying to amass much intels to see pockets where they can hit hard and neutralize M23. But that is the reality of the conventional war. That's the reality of a force that is well trained. Because remember, a force that is well trained, one, is really to care of the citizen of the area that they are occupying. Is really to ensure that human right is given the aspect of a certain degree in areas that they occupy, and start winning the mind of those human being inhabitant in that particular area. Once they have done that, they will use the same human to gather intel. Because remember, when M23 are hit, at some point when they have started running out of arsenal, they will start now infiltrating this human. And are these human that this regional force, to eliminate completely M23, will need to get information of isolating them. Because when they actually infiltrate the human, they will first remove their regalia, combat regalia, and become a civilian just like anyone. And maybe they can resort now to a guerrilla war, or maybe this small firearm war, what is called improvised devices kind of war, which is, and again, it's hard sometimes to fight, because now they become terrorists. And that's what the regional force should not be really working hard to get. We are continuing to gather much information and intel, and we'll be bringing to you as it unfolds. And we thank you also for actually working with us, as we have tried as much as we can to bring you some kind of formal kind of news. But then again, we are trying to change our aspect of news and now bringing kind of analytical aspects that will bring you so much value and try to bring closer to you what is happening in Eastern DRC. Despite the protest that happens in Goma a day before, despite the M23 taking over Sake, and we also see Kishanga, we are again down there trying to dig deep and understand what is happening in the other side of Eastern Eastern Africa Regional Force, and what are their thinking or what are their preparation to try and eliminate M23 in the entire region. Thank you very much, and as it has been a norm, I will urge you to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, and try to get information as it comes.